video process as well, quality assurance, just to ensure that the content is submitted in the right format. And also we are very particular in the signing process, like all the applications, whether even if it's games, it has to be Symbian signed or Java signed. And once it's published, we will sort of like they'll take it to the store. This will be available to the end users. Like, so after that, you can see that you monitor all those things like the payment, the reporting, how many downloads happen, how many transactions happen for your applications. All these online. Like, so it's not like you have to call somebody in Nokia to understand what's happening with your application. So it's that easy. Like, so reporting and payment is also supported. And of course, there are a lot of people who have registered. They know about these things. We support wide range of devices here, both S60, S40. And of course, when it comes to S60, we support the widgets, the runtimes, mobile browsers, and the touch, of course, the N97 that you have seen a couple of minutes back, and different versions of S60 third edition as well. And of course, some key devices here of 5800 and 97. And N97 is the first device that should have the movie store client. Yeah. And of course, we have the S40 as well when it comes to supporting Indian market, which is of course a lot of Nokia handsets support the S40 clients. When it comes to content, we support, as I said, like different types, Indian, Java, WRT, Flash, all these things. But when it comes to, if you want to publish content like video, audio, wallpapers, these kind of things, we only give this access to premium publishers. Like, means that people who have legitimate content, like, because there is something that you have to be liable to that content. Like, if something happens, we do not want to take the responsibility. But otherwise, when it comes to applications, games, yes, you are free to upload it and be part of the business. This is different areas of movie store, content areas. That is also available in the movie website when you go. Okay. And there's something I want to share. Maybe you all will be surprised when I say this. Of course, already available in 180 countries, movie store. Meaning that, let's say you take a piece of content and put it in the movie store, and you want to make it available in 180 countries. Consumers from 180 countries can access to that content. So you can just imagine the sort of like the range or the business capacity you are getting here. And interestingly, when it comes to the top 5 downloading countries, India is one of the top. And this happened within the span of 2 months. And this is really surprising, because that shows that, yes, Indian consumers are really ready to, sort of see what is there at least in the movie store line. And the good thing is the top downloading application here is the movie store application itself. People who are carrying devices, which they, of course, some devices, all the upcoming new devices will have the movie store client embedded, but all the old phones, and if they can just access to the movie store by keying in store.movie.com to the web browser, and it will give them the sort of option to download the client. So it means that a lot of consumers are downloading the movie store client. So which shows that there's a clear trend that people are interested to sort of at least explore what is there in the. So which is a good sign, because the moment, when you publish something out there, in the next 6 months or 1 year, you can see that there will be a lot of traction, and then more downloads will happen. Then even if it's free, of course it depends on the business model what you are having. If it's a ad-based business model, you can attract a lot of ads from your partners. So that's also helping you. And if it's paid, of course, if it's a compelling application, innovative, and if it's addressing the right needs or the right segment, then people will not mind paying for some sort of a premium for that content. So I think it's a great news that India is in the top 5. I think that sets the sort of like trend or the pace what will happen in the next 6 months or 1 year. And we have evidence to prove that, because we also had quite heavy downloads when we were having the catalog in the Nokia phones, right? And developers from 60 countries have uploaded their content. Of course, India is one of them. We have, of course, worked with a lot of developers in the last 2 months or 3 months to get the India-specific content. So when I make India-specific content means it's not about content that is globally available. Of course, it could be globally, but I'm talking about, let's say, very much like if somebody wants to get access to our stock, like live stock updates, or something like the news information. So we work with a lot of news agencies or content providers or the media companies, like for example, Rediff, CNBC, India Today, then Bollywood Hangama, then we work with quite a lot actually to get that local content available. So that is what the Indian consumer wants. That makes a big difference. And if you want to see that traction is happening on movie store and if you are getting good success in terms of monitoring, then I think we need to focus on that. And this is what we provided. Like for example, as I said, the Bollywood Hangama, India Today, the CNBC Money Control, we have Gulel, of course, Mohit would be also talking on that. And and the Rediff, of course, mobile widget is very popular. And so this sort of content is very important, because the moment I get into a movie store as a consumer, as an end user, I would like to see this side of content, because this is where your day starts most of the time. Then you can explore into other contents like games and stuff like that. So I think that makes a difference here, because we are building this local relevancy engine, which makes it easy for the consumer to discover this content. They do not have to search for this, but they will make this content automatically available for them. Right? So I mean that shows off. I mean I'm just rushing here because I just want to give more time to the partners, because they can share their experiences with OV and working with Forum Nokia and what they have done. So the information is available here. You can of course take note of this website, www.ov.com. A lot of details are there. You can download documents, publishing guides, everything. So I mean it's a very less effort for you to publish the content. If you have any queries, of course you can contact me or any of the Forum Nokia members, if you know, or you can also come through the Mobile Monday organizers, because we work very closely. Yeah, so I think that's basically I wanted to share you here. Yes, you heard about Movie Store, and I'm sure that you may have doubts whether it's already up there in India. It's there very much in India. The only thing that is missing in India is the operator billing integration. But the credit card billing is already there. You don't have to wait for operator billing thing to come in. You can be part of the global business. Let's say you have an application that is of global appeal. It's compelling for the global audience. Yes, you can take it up. Also, one other interesting thing is, when I say local relevant content, it's no longer local, because if you have to talk about Indians, it's not that Indians living in India, but Indians living most of the countries like US, UK, Singapore, Australia. And these guys also need this sort of content. Like. So there are models where you can make some content available free for Indian consumers. You can publish the same content and make it paid for consumers in other countries. Let's say you want to target Indians in US. Maybe they want to have access to Rediff or something else. Because that's what they want to get connected to, what's happening in India. So I think when it comes